What's up? I go by the name Mikx L. We'll get straight into it. Life in Disguise is a rap song that it's basically, I was thinking, is just loosely based on, escapades, sexual escapades that I may or may not have had in the past. Basically, with a little bit of my recollections on the topic thrown in to like or forced through a typical like hip hop bravado based storyline of a song. But as I got into it and started thinking about it really and producing more content around it, I realized it's so much more than that. It's basically about a guy that has he's living life like he understands his truth, but also has some layers in between to maybe mask certain aspects of the truth that he's living. So thinking about it from that standpoint, just the the avenues that flow through it just like got way more dense than I was expecting it to be, quite honestly. But so from the top, it's if you've been sticking around for a while, this release, Life in Disguise, it may sound familiar. So in all honesty, it is a re-release. It was originally released in 2018. So why are we talking about it now, right? So when I originally released it, I didn't really put a marketing campaign into it. I just sort of put it out, through the distros. I think it was TuneCore, if I'm not mistaken, as so many of us are doing nowadays. Just like put a song out there, and like we may or may not have the acumen to like really get it to where it has a chance of growing legs, as they say, and like taking off and being a hit. So now that I sort of have a better understanding, that's what the goal is here. So another huge reason why I'm excited about this now is that like I'll be okay. So I'll say this through publishing, it was sort of taking care of some of the bills, but it wasn't okay. In full transparency, it was taking care of a bill, and now recently, music income generated from music will be taking care of a few bills, and like bills that are like substantial bills, like the highest paying bill. It's not okay, so I won't get too far into it, but so I'm pumped. Like if you can't tell, those of y'all who really know me, like I'm like mild mannered. This is me excited. I'm like through the roof right now. I'm ecstatic, and like I would like nothing more than to just keep this going and snowball it into as big of a snowball as I can get it to be. So the time is now. So I mean, I've been learning, and I pride myself on like taking the time to learn the ins and outs of the business and music in totality, as far as like every aspect of it and like how it breaks down and how it works and how it goes. So this is the it's like I've got a more well-rounded approach. So like that's why I'm excited about doing this now. I will also say this, like in hindsight, I do admit that like I really like legit suffered from imposter syndrome. So like I've done the due diligence. I've been in the streets, like handing out CDs. That's what the game was when I was first started coming into it. As the game that I had been given so graciously, and so it's been about like 10, 15 years. So like my original definition of success, like my vision of me being successful doing music, was like a huge part of it. Component was the financial side of it, and like I wouldn't really consider myself a success until like I had excess discretionary income from just music money alone. So being like, so that hasn't come to fruition yet. So like in my mind, there's that like, okay, I'm not like really doing this, or I'm not even doing this well yet because that side isn't here. And like I've had my hand in just about like I've had my hand in like every facet. So like I'm pretty good at. I will say I'm like pretty good at some of this stuff, but like still just like me being outward and open about like, yes, I'm a musician. I get paid to do this. I'm a professional. It's still like some days it doesn't feel. I don't feel confident in saying that. But so I say all that to say this. Like actually, okay. So I'll add this on. So years ago when I started getting out, mixing and mingling, because that's what you do. Like you network and all that good stuff. And along the way, like having had my hands in every facet of it all, like I got good. Like I said, I got good at some of the things, and people started recognizing that, and me mixing and mingling with artists and everybody, the full gambit, everybody involved. They noticed that, and they're like, okay, well, like you're an artist, I'm an artist. I wasn't saying I'm an artist necessarily. They're saying, okay, well, you did that video, you did this. Can you do that for me? So I will say, like for those who are wondering, family and friends, like one of my cousins was like, hey, are you still doing music? And like I feel like for a while, for too long in there, I got away from the music, just doing more service based things for whether it was music related or not. I feel like it kind of got away with me. It's like one of my biggest criticisms of myself over the last years. But to add on to that, imposter syndrome. But I'm here now, like checks are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It's undeniable. Like I can't deny that. So to me, there's nothing left to do but to push it forward and grow it, make it as big as I possibly can. Yeah, so yeah, that's a pretty good chunk of that. All right, so another thing that another part to all this is that man, I've had at least 5 or 6 different monikers over the years. So some people, if I say the name Astro, like some people know me by that, and it's like, oh yeah, the video guy. Well, it's like I've been trying to call myself Mikx L at first. This was like 2018. Like I've never had a nickname that stuck. So like monikers have always been more of an Achilles heel. So I've got pages out there, like 5 or 6 different Instagram pages, and Like it's like spinning myself in the web on that front. But so now I think the way I see it going forward is like another thing that I'll touch on later too. Like I make beats and I rap on the beats, so I want to split those in two. So Mikx L is gonna be the producer, and then for the music, for the art, I'm gonna go with another name, probably Hat Wearing Mike, because I see that making sense so many ways, other ways that we'll get into eventually. But so there's that. But yeah, so right now, and it's weird because just the way everything works, like I've sort of like put myself in a hole that has to be rectified, or like I have to make it make sense. And I feel like it's just gonna be staying at first for this one, since the song has already been released. It's a rap song. I produced the song, I made the beat, I rapped on it, I recorded it, and it's already, all that metadata is already in like systems everywhere that I want to say can't be taken down, but I don't know, but I digress. So I would like to re-release this song under a different name, but to my knowledge, to my research, it's can't be done. And so like kind of stuck. So this first release is a rap song with lyrics and music, and then I have other releases that I've already released as well that we'll be putting through the promotional system, and pushing those out there under Mikx L. And then so LifeNDeSkies will be the first and last rap song as Mikx L. And then like pivoting, not even pivoting, but just like opening that other avenue as Hat Wearing Mike and going with that. So like I know it's gonna be confusing for like everything, and that's not gonna be a great thing. It's not gonna be a great experience, but that's what it is at this point, and like just moving forward.